Inside Ra Academy, the making of an intelligence officer, a single light flickers above the long corridor, its dim glow stretching across concrete walls that have heard every kind of whispered secret. At the end of this corridor, behind a reinforced door with no markings and no identity plate, begins the journey that transforms an ordinary civilian into a silent instrument of statcraft. This is where the gates of RAW's most concealed training academy open, not with fanfare, not with military salutes, but with silence so deliberate that it feels engineered. Hello everyone, this is Spyward Story, and before we step deeper into the shadows, I want to know where you're watching from. Comment your country or city below, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this documentary series so more people can join us on this cinematic exploration. Now, let the story begin. The first step into the academy is sensory overload disguised as nothingness. Recruits enter through a hall designed to dull their usual perceptions. There are no clocks, no signals, no voices, only white noise that forces the mind to focus inward. Every candidate, regardless of their background, starts from zero. They are asked to shed habits, assumptions, fears, and even their civilian posture. Within the first 24 hours, the academy begins observing their behavior under disorientation, how they manage fatigue, how quickly they adapt to stripped-down environments, and how they respond to the absence of comfort. Nothing here is accidental. Every step, every silence, every pause is engineered for psychological reading. In the first week, the recruits undergo the foundation phase. Contrary to popular belief, the academy is not an action-driven obstacle course. It is a cognitive battleground. Here, memory mapping sessions challenge recruits to retain layers of unrelated data, while instructors watch how each mind constructs or collapses under the load. Candidates are introduced to incremental pressure modules, timed logic puzzles, multi-language pattern tests, and sudden distraction programs designed to break mental flow. Those who survive this stage do not merely have strong minds, they have adaptive, elastic thinking. By the second week, a subtle transformation begins. Recruits learn controlled emotions through structured behavioral drills. In one exercise, a candidate must hold a neutral expression while being exposed to conflicting stimuli: visual, auditory, and emotional. The objective is not to suppress emotion, but to command it. Instructors observe micro-expressions through high-resolution facial scanners, studying how a recruit's face reveals stress or confusion before they even realize it. The art of neutrality is not taught, it is cultivated. Parallel to this, they begin learning situational awareness through immersive environments. A recruit may be walking through a simulated market without knowing that dozens of indicators, suspicious movements, hidden messages, staged confrontations are deliberately placed around them. Weeks later, during review, they discover what they missed, and the realization becomes a turning point. Intelligence isn't about seeing everything. It's about knowing what matters in a fraction of a second. Physical endurance is introduced only after mental resilience is established. By now, the recruits have learned that strength is not in muscle, but in patience. Still, endurance courses unfold in the early morning fog, silent runs, unpredictable terrain marches, and controlled breathing exercises that synchronize body and mind. The academy's philosophy is simple: an intelligence officer must never look exhausted, even when the world beneath them is cracking. Recruits practice silent movement drills, learning how to reduce their presence: lighter footsteps, smoother turns, steadier breathing. These exercises aren't for combat, they are for disappearing. Once the foundation is set, the academy moves them into the craft phase. Here, a recruit's world expands from self-control to environmental mastery. Lockpicking is taught not for breaking into places, but for understanding mechanical logic. Surveillance is learned not by watching others, but by studying how one behaves when being watched. The academy uses both open and concealed observation pods, monitoring candidates in real time while simultaneously testing their ability to detect the watchers. A recruit who senses a tail without turning their head is considered promising. In the advanced stage, the real transformation begins. Candidates enter rooms designed as psychological mirrors. Each space triggers specific fears: darkness, heights, confined corners, silence. Not everyone faces the same stimuli. The Academy tailors fear modules based on early psychological evaluations. A recruit afraid of heights may never see a ladder, but they may face the fear of isolation. Another comfortable in crowds may suddenly be tested in absolute stillness. The Academy does not teach them to eliminate fear. It teaches them to function above it. This phase also initiates them into human intelligence practice, the art of reading unseen truths. They learn how to decode hesitation, weigh tone, evaluate micropauses between sentences, and interpret body language at speeds faster than conscious analysis. Ethical boundaries are emphasized. An officer's strength is not manipulation, but accurate perception. They are trained to approach information, not as a weapon, but as a responsibility. Technology enters the curriculum next, disguised as simplicity. Recruits handle common devices, phones, radios, cameras, but in ways the public never sees. They learn data extraction, digital hygiene, signal mapping, and secure relay protocols. Each tool looks ordinary, but operates at multiple unseen layers. The Academy teaches them that the true power of technology lies not in the device, but in understanding how information moves through it. When the final assessment approaches, recruits enter the simulation chamber. It is the Academy's most guarded module, a large multi-layered environment that can transform into any scenario: urban, rural, maritime, or digital. The simulation does not test skill. It tests reconstruction. Every recruit must gather fragments, connect anomalies, and produce an intelligence picture without missing the subtle threads that hold the scenario together. Most fail the first time. The Academy prefers they fail here, because failure inside these walls saves lives outside them. By the time graduation nears, recruits are not the same people who entered the silent hall weeks ago. Their minds hold clarity under pressure. Their instincts are tuned to patterns the average person never perceives. They move with deliberate calm, think with structured precision, and speak with weight measured by consequences. They are not yet intelligence officers, but they are no longer civilians. And then comes the ritual too private to show, too symbolic to record. A small sealed booklet is handed to each graduate. The booklet contains no names, no addresses, no assignments, only one sentence: your existence is in your silence. It is not a warning. It is the foundation of their new life. For the world, these individuals will always remain unseen. But for Ra, they are the Academy's silent promise shaped in secrecy, strengthened in shadows, and prepared for missions that history will never record. The world of intelligence has transformed, and nowhere is this more evident than in the cyber corridors of awe. While the Academy shapes minds and bodies, our ADU cyber units operate in shadows, where bits and bytes carry the weight of national security. These operatives are not just hackers. They are digital warriors trained to detect patterns invisible to the untrained eye, capable of tracing the faintest data trails across international networks. Within the highly secured cyber command centers, multiple layers of encryption protect the agency's own data, while analysts monitor global networks for anomalies that may indicate threats. Every click, packet, and server log is scrutinized for irregularities, creating a digital map of influence, surveillance, and potential vulnerabilities. One of the most striking features of RIO's cyber operations is the integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms. These tools help officers sift through terabytes of communications, financial transactions, and social media signals, identifying trends, uncovering covert networks, and predicting potential hostile actions. For instance, in a single operation, analysts can track the movement of funds through multiple shell companies, detect manipulation of digital narratives on social platforms, and link these activities to physical operations on the ground. The synergy between human intelligence and AI-driven analytics ensures that ARIO maintains a proactive, rather than reactive, posture in the cyber domain. Beyond monitoring and analysis, RIO's digital units conduct offensive operations designed to neutralize threats before they escalate. Simulated exercises demonstrate how operatives inject controlled misinformation into hostile networks, disrupt the planning of adversarial actors, and isolate communication channels to prevent coordination. These operations demand not just technical expertise, but strategic foresight, as every action in cyberspace has potential geopolitical consequences. Officers are trained to consider the broader implications of digital interventions, balancing effectiveness with risk management. The agency's focus on data intelligence extends to financial and economic networks, identifying patterns that suggest money laundering, illicit trade, or funding of destabilizing activities. RAW's cyber teams map these flows using sophisticated algorithms, tracing the origin and destination of transactions with remarkable precision. Each lid generates a cascade of insights, revealing connections that might otherwise remain invisible. For instance, a single flagged transaction can uncover an entire network of covert operations, linking digital signals with real-world activities and enabling timely, targeted action by field operatives. Collaboration is key in this realm. RIOG coordinates with other friendly intelligence agencies, sharing non-sensitive findings while maintaining strict operational security. This networked approach allows the agency to triangulate threats, verify intelligence from multiple sources, and build a comprehensive understanding of complex digital landscapes. At the same time, RAO ensures that its own cyber defenses remain impervious, employing air-gapped networks, multi-factor authentication, and continuous vulnerability assessments to safeguard critical information from potential intrusion. Training in the cyber domain is relentless. Officers undergo simulations, replicating real-world cyber attacks, from infiltration attempts to counterintelligence operations, testing their ability to respond under pressure. These exercises are paired with psychological assessments, as digital operations often involve long periods of isolation, high concentration, and rapid decision-making under uncertain conditions. Officers learn to maintain focus, detect anomalies, and act decisively, all while operating in an environment where errors can have far-reaching consequences. Field integration ensures that cyber intelligence is actionable. Digital analysts work closely with field officers, providing real-time insights that shape operational strategies. For example, an intercepted communication revealing a covert arms shipment may lead to immediate tactical deployment, while pattern analysis of digital networks can expose the identity and location of hidden operatives. The seamless connection between cyber and physical operations exemplifies RAO's comprehensive approach to intelligence, blending technical prowess with strategic application. This cyber frontier also encompasses counter-propaganda initiatives. RAO monitors and analyzes digital narratives that could influence public perception, identify potential disinformation campaigns, and recommend strategic communication interventions. By understanding how digital content spreads, the agency can anticipate and mitigate influence operations designed to destabilize regional security or manipulate public opinion. The integration of AI analytics, predictive modeling, and expert interpretation ensures that ARO remains several steps ahead of adversaries attempting to exploit the digital domain. RAW's digital units are the unseen guardians of a rapidly evolving cyberspace, where threats emerge silently and opportunities for intelligence collection are vast but fleeting. Officers operating in this sphere exemplify a combination of technical mastery, analytical thinking, and strategic foresight, making it possible for the agency to protect national interests, anticipate emerging risks, and act decisively in the shadows of the digital world. Every intercepted signal, every analyzed data point, and every predictive insight contributes to a broader intelligence mosaic, revealing patterns and connections that inform both policy and operational decisions. The Indian Ocean has long been a theater of strategic significance, where shipping lanes, resource-rich waters, and regional geopolitics intersect. RAW's Maritime Intelligence Network operates silently across this vast expanse, monitoring movements, assessing potential threats, and ensuring the security of vital trade corridors. Within specialized command centers, analysts track hundreds of vessels daily, utilizing satellite imagery, eyes data, and advanced maritime sensors. The network is designed to detect anomalies, unregistered ships, unusual patterns of movement, or unexpected stops in key choke points that may indicate smuggling, covert operations, or illicit financing routes. Every observation feeds into a centralized system, creating a real-time mosaic of activity across the Indian Ocean basin. RAW's maritime units collaborate closely with naval officers, regional coast guards, and allied agencies. This cooperation ensures that intelligence is not only gathered but actionable, enabling rapid deployment of assets in response to emerging threats. For example, when a suspicious cargo vessel is identified near a remote island chain, UAVs and patrol ships can be directed to monitor, intercept, or gather further intelligence, all guided by data meticulously analyzed by RAW's maritime teams. The integration of satellite tracking, signal interception, and field reconnaissance allows the agency to maintain a proactive posture, predicting potential illicit activities before they materialize. Specialized operatives, trained in both maritime operations and intelligence analysis, conduct covert reconnaissance missions along strategic coastal areas. They employ unmanned surface vehicles, underwater drones, and long-range observation platforms to gather information without alerting potential adversaries. These missions are often complemented by cyber surveillance, where data from ship transponders, communication networks, and logistical channels is cross-referenced with historical patterns to assess risk and verify legitimacy. Every detail, from fuel consumption to port calls, can reveal hidden networks that operate beneath the surface of routine maritime traffic. The agency's focus extends beyond monitoring potential threats. RAW actively maps regional maritime networks, identifying strategic choke points, high-traffic shipping lanes, and resource-rich zones. This knowledge informs both defensive and economic planning, enabling the agency to anticipate disruptions, prevent illicit exploitation, and maintain regional stability. Predictive models assess how adversarial movements might intersect with critical infrastructure, allowing for contingency planning and real-time operational adjustments. RAW's operations also encompass counter-smuggling and anti-trafficking initiatives. Using a combination of human intelligence and technological surveillance, the agency identifies routes used for illicit goods, arms, and narcotics. By tracking these flows, RAW not only mitigates immediate threats, but also builds comprehensive profiles of criminal and covert networks, enabling long-term strategic countermeasures. The agency's analytical capacity allows it to link seemingly disparate incidents, revealing broader patterns of activity that inform regional security decisions. Integration with allied intelligence networks enhances the depth of RAW's maritime insights. Information sharing agreements, joint exercises, and coordinated monitoring efforts allow the agency to triangulate data, verify findings, and ensure operational accuracy. At the same time, RAW maintains strict operational security, employing encrypted communication channels, secure data storage, and rigorous access protocols to protect sensitive maritime intelligence. Training for maritime intelligence officers is rigorous and multifaceted. Analysts learn to interpret satellite imagery, decode signal traffic, and identify anomalies in vessel behavior, while operatives receive hands-on training in boarding procedures, underwater surveillance, and rapid tactical response. Simulated exercises recreate scenarios ranging from piracy attempts to covert interdiction, testing both analytical judgment and operational readiness under real-world conditions. Technological innovation is a cornerstone of RAW's maritime operations. Advanced sensor arrays, AI-powered predictive tools, and long-range reconnaissance platforms allow the agency to maintain situational awareness across thousands of nautical miles. This integration of technology with human expertise ensures that ARIA can detect, analyze, and respond to emerging maritime threats with precision and efficiency. In essence, the Indian Ocean Watch represents a seamless blend of surveillance, analysis, and operational readiness. RAW's presence in the maritime domain is discreet yet pervasive, creating a protective network that spans the ocean's vast expanse. Every ship-tracked signal decoded and pattern analyzed contributes to a comprehensive understanding of the regional maritime environment, allowing the agency to anticipate threats, safeguard critical corridors, and maintain strategic advantage in one of the world's most crucial theaters of all, security and commerce. Intelligence in the modern era is rarely a solo endeavor. RAW's effectiveness is significantly amplified through its discreet yet robust coordination with friendly agencies across the globe. These partnerships allow the agency to exchange critical signals intelligence, share analytical frameworks, and synchronize operational insights without compromising national security. Through encrypted communication channels and secure liaison networks, RAW maintains a continuous flow of information that feeds directly into ongoing missions and strategic planning. One key aspect of this coordination is the monitoring of cross-border activities that have regional implications. Whether tracking the movement of suspect shipments, monitoring cyber threats, or assessing geopolitical tensions, RAW relies on allied agencies to provide localized context and verification. By integrating this external data, the agency can create a richer, multidimensional understanding of potential threats, reducing the likelihood of misinterpretation and enabling timely interventions. RAW's signals units play a crucial role in these collaborative networks. Advanced interception systems capture communication patterns, encrypted messages, and digital signatures from multiple sources. Analysts decode these signals, cross-referencing them with intelligence gathered independently by allied partners. This triangulation process helps identify discrepancies, confirm credible threats, and construct actionable intelligence reports. The result is a seamless network where raw data is transformed into strategic insight, supporting both defensive and preemptive actions. The agency also invests heavily in joint training and simulation exercises. Teams from RAW and partner organizations participate in scenario-based drills, testing their ability to respond to complex situations, such as coordinated cyber attacks, maritime threats, or illicit network operations. These exercises are designed to refine communication protocols, decision-making frameworks, and operational coordination. By rehearsing potential scenarios in a controlled environment, agencies ensure that, when real events occur, responses are immediate, accurate, and effective. Partnerships extend beyond operational coordination into research and technology sharing. RAW collaborates with friendly agencies to develop analytical tools, predictive algorithms, and surveillance technologies that can detect patterns invisible to conventional methods. These innovations include AI-assisted signal processing, anomaly detection in financial transactions, and advanced tracking systems for high-value targets. By leveraging these shared technological advancements, RAO enhances its capabilities while fostering a culture of mutual expertise and trust. Confidentiality and security are paramount. While cooperation with allies is essential, RAO ensures that sensitive national intelligence remains insulated. Data segmentation, tiered access, and secure transmission protocols prevent leaks and maintain the integrity of classified information. This careful balancing act allows ROE to benefit from external insights while safeguarding its operational sovereignty. Strategic partnerships are not limited to international allies. They also encompass domestic coordination with law enforcement, paramilitary units, and specialized government divisions. These networks provide RAE with on-ground intelligence, logistical support, and rapid mobilization capacity. In situations where immediate action is required, such as intercepting contraband, monitoring suspicious activities, or preempting potential crises, RAE can activate these domestic channels efficiently, bridging the gap between intelligence gathering and actionable response. Historical case studies underscore the importance of these alliances. For instance, cooperative surveillance of cross-border smuggling routes has enabled RAE to preempt large-scale operations by criminal networks. Coordination with cyber intelligence units in friendly countries has exposed digital campaigns aimed at destabilizing regional economies. Each success reinforces the principle that intelligence collaboration, when executed with precision and discretion, can significantly enhance national and regional security. Beyond tangible operations, these alliances foster a shared understanding of emerging threats. By participating in joint analyses, workshops, and intelligence summits, RAW and its partners develop a unified perspective on global trends, technological risks, and unconventional tactics. This strategic foresight enables proactive measures, ensuring that potential crises are addressed before they escalate into serious security challenges. Ultimately, Allied Signals demonstrates that ROS power does not solely reside in its domestic capabilities, but in its ability to harmonize with trusted partners. By blending signals intelligence, operational coordination, and technological collaboration, the agency creates a sophisticated network of shared vigilance. This network ensures that threats are detected early, responses are precise, and the agency remains several steps ahead in the complex landscape of modern intelligence operations. Money has always been the lifeblood of covert operations, and RAO's Counterfinance Division operates as the agency's silent guardian over these hidden currents. The division's mission is to detect, trace, and neutralize financial networks that fund illegal or destabilizing activities across borders. Through a combination of human intelligence, advanced financial analytics, and cyber monitoring, RAW uncovers the flow of funds from shell corporations, unregistered transactions, and clandestine accounts designed to evade detection. The division begins its work by mapping suspicious financial networks. Analysts identify anomalies in banking records, monitor sudden shifts in investment patterns, and track unorthodox asset movements. Each transaction is carefully cross-referenced with known entities and geopolitical contexts to assess potential threats. When patterns suggest coordinated illicit activity, RAA deploys specialized units to gather on-ground intelligence, interviewing key intermediaries, scrutinizing trade flows, and analyzing logistical chains. One notable area of focus is transnational smuggling and trade-based money laundering. RAW analysts examine import-export discrepancies, unusual commodity pricing, and layered corporate structures to trace the hidden routes of funds. By integrating this financial intelligence with signals collected from allied agencies and domestic partners, the agency constructs a comprehensive map that links illicit funding sources to operational nodes, logistical routes, and field operatives. The agency also leverages cyber capabilities to monitor digital currencies, encrypted financial transfers, and unconventional banking platforms. Cryptographic tracing tools allow RAW to follow the path of unregistered digital assets, exposing networks that attempt to exploit the anonymity of emerging technologies. This combination of traditional banking oversight and modern cyber surveillance ensures that RAW remains capable of countering both conventional and futuristic financial threats. Case studies demonstrate the division's operational finesse. In one instance, a sudden surge in funds routed through a seemingly innocuous trading company was traced back to a covert network aiming to destabilize regional supply chains. Through a combination of covert audits, surveillance, and international collaboration, RAW was able to dismantle the network before it could execute its planned operations. Another example involved tracking cross-border donations to a front organization, revealing its connections to illicit arms procurement and exposing a broader web of clandestine activities. Training and simulation play a critical role in preparing the division for dynamic threats. Analysts are equipped with scenario-based exercises simulating financial networks, laundering methods, and digital evasion techniques. These drills enhance their ability to identify discrepancies, predict network behavior, and implement targeted countermeasures. The division continuously updates its playbooks, incorporating lessons from both domestic and international cases, ensuring that intelligence officers remain adaptable and effective. Integration with other RIA departments strengthens the efficacy of the counter-finance division. By coordinating with signals intelligence, cyber units, and field operatives, financial insights are transformed into actionable operational plans. This interconnected approach enables the agency to not only track illicit funds, but also anticipate the operational moves they are intended to support. RAW's meticulous documentation of financial networks ensures historical and analytical continuity. Detailed records of each operation, including transaction trails, network maps, and follow-up actions, contribute to institutional knowledge and support long-term strategic planning. Analysts can reference prior cases to identify evolving methods, emerging patterns, and potential threats, creating a feedback loop that continually refines the agency's counter-finance capabilities. Ultimately, Money Trails exemplifies RAW's ability to operate silently yet decisively in the financial domain. By uncovering hidden flows, disrupting illicit funding channels, and integrating intelligence across multiple vectors, RAW neutralizes risks before they manifest into tangible threats. This meticulous attention to the invisible economy reinforces the agency's broader mandate to protect national security and maintain regional stability. In the hidden corridors of RAW's headquarters, the Mind Lab operates as a crucible of psychological intelligence. This division specializes in behavioral profiling, threat anticipation, and strategic influence, providing the agency with unparalleled insight into human motives and operational vulnerabilities. By studying patterns of behavior, communication styles, and psychological markers, RAW creates detailed profiles that guide field operations, negotiation strategies, and covert interactions. The Mind Lab's work begins with data collection. Agents compile extensive records on persons of interest, encompassing everything from public statements and social interactions to financial habits and social media activity. Advanced algorithms and human analysts collaborate to identify behavioral anomalies, risk factors, and potential avenues for influence. Each profile is continuously updated as new information is obtained, ensuring that the intelligence remains both current and actionable. One key function is the predictive modeling of adversary decisions. By integrating psychological principles with historical and situational data, RAW anticipates likely courses of action, identifying potential threats before they materialize. This allows operational planners to deploy resources strategically, preempt hostile activities, and adjust tactics in real time based on anticipated responses. Behavioral simulations and scenario-based training exercises form another cornerstone of the Mind Lab's methodology. Agents and analysts engage in mock negotiations, infiltration simulations, and decision tree exercises, testing their hypotheses against realistic challenges. These drills enable the lab to refine its models, validate behavioral predictions, and develop counter-strategies tailored to the unique psychological profiles of targets. The division also collaborates closely with field operatives. Profiles generated in the Mind Lab inform operational planning, from the recruitment of assets to the timing of interventions. In covert missions, understanding the psychological state of targets can determine whether an operation succeeds or fails. By anticipating stress responses, loyalty shifts, and decision-making under pressure, Ray maximizes operational effectiveness while minimizing risk. Additionally, the Mind Lab contributes to diplomatic and intelligence liaison operations. By analyzing the motivations, biases, and communication patterns of foreign counterparts, the division provides critical guidance to negotiators and intelligence officers. This ensures that ARO interactions, whether in bilateral talks, back-channel communications, or international cooperation, are informed by a deep understanding of human behavior. Technological integration enhances the Mind Lab's capabilities. Eye-tracking systems, biometric sensors, and voice analysis tools allow analysts to detect subtle emotional cues during interviews or surveillance. These insights, combined with traditional psychological evaluation methods, create multidimensional profiles that are both precise and actionable. AI-driven analytics further refine the process, highlighting patterns that may elude human perception and providing predictive insights for operational decision-making. Through its work, the Mind Lab embodies RUSI's commitment to understanding the human element of intelligence. By merging psychology, behavioral science, and analytical rigor, the division ensures that every action is informed, every risk is assessed, and every operation is guided by insight into human behavior. The lessons learned here ripple across the agency, shaping strategy, enhancing field performance, and strengthening RAW's overall intelligence architecture. In the shadows of intelligence operations, tools often make the difference between success and failure. RAW's Covert Technology Division, known internally as the Innovation Cell, develops and deploys specialized gadgets that allow operatives to conduct missions with precision, secrecy, and minimal exposure. These devices range from miniature surveillance systems to encrypted communication platforms, each meticulously designed to operate undetected in hostile environments. The Innovation Cell's work is rooted in rigorous research and field feedback. Engineers collaborate closely with operatives to design tools that solve real operational challenges, whether it's monitoring a target, bypassing security systems, or extracting sensitive information. Miniaturized cameras, long-range listening devices, and signal jamming equipment are just a fraction of the tools developed, each tailored to specific mission parameters. One of the most striking advancements is in the realm of adaptive surveillance. RAW operatives use devices capable of blending into ordinary objects, transmitting data in real time while remaining virtually invisible. From pens and watches to microdrones that mimic birds or insects, these innovations allow intelligence collection without alerting adversaries. Field operatives report that the flexibility of these tools drastically enhances situational awareness and operational confidence. Encrypted communication devices form another cornerstone of RAW's innovation strategy. Standard radio transmissions and internet connections are often vulnerable to interception, so the agency developed highly secure, disposable channels that allow agents to exchange information even in electronically monitored environments. These systems employ dynamic encryption, frequency hopping, and self-erasing memory modules to maintain operational integrity. The Innovation Cell also invests in mobile intelligence labs. Compact units can be deployed anywhere, enabling on-site analysis, rapid prototyping, and testing of new devices. This agility ensures that technological support evolves in step with emerging threats, allowing RAW to maintain a technological edge over adversaries. Each device undergoes extensive testing under extreme conditions, including high temperatures, humidity, and electromagnetic interference, ensuring reliability in the field. A particularly groundbreaking area is human-machine integration. Wearable sensors, biometric monitors, and augmented reality interfaces provide operatives with real-time feedback about their environment, physiological condition, and potential risks. These systems allow agents to make faster, more informed decisions during high-stakes missions, enhancing both safety and effectiveness. Furthermore, the innovation cell emphasizes stealth and sustainability. Many gadgets are designed to be biodegradable, easily concealed, or retrievable without leaving traces. This approach not only maintains secrecy, but also ensures that operations leave minimal environmental or forensic footprints. Through these technologies, IREI extends the reach of its intelligence capabilities. Operatives equipped with these tools can gather, transmit, and analyze information with unparalleled efficiency, often operating undetected in regions where conventional surveillance would be impossible. The combination of ingenuity, field experience, and relentless testing ensures that every gadget, device, or innovation contributes to the agency's overarching mission, acquiring actionable intelligence while remaining invisible to those under observation. Beneath the operational facade of any intelligence agency lies a repository of knowledge, and RAW is no exception. Known among insiders as the Vault, this central archive houses decades of intelligence gathered from covert missions, intercepted communications, and field reports. It is not merely a storage facility, but a dynamic intelligence ecosystem, meticulously organized and constantly updated to support ongoing operations. The Vault's design prioritizes both security and accessibility. Physical records are stored in fortified chambers with multi-layered access protocols, while digital data resides in encrypted, air-gapped servers. Access to these files is strictly controlled, with clearance levels assigned according to operational necessity. Every document, audio recording, and photographic piece is cataloged using a complex metadata system that allows analysts to trace historical patterns, identify emerging threats, and cross-reference operational data with remarkable precision. Within the Vault, historical files reveal the evolution of RAW's methodologies over decades. Early operations focused on regional intelligence gathering and counter-infiltration, whereas more recent documents demonstrate sophisticated cyber surveillance, psychological profiling, and multinational coordination. Analysts can track patterns of insurgency, smuggling routes, diplomatic communications, and foreign influence campaigns. This historical perspective is critical for forecasting potential crises and informing strategic decisions. An often overlooked aspect of the Vault is its integration of human intelligence with technological data streams. Field reports, informant debriefs, and on-site surveillance logs are digitized and cross-analyzed with satellite imagery, encrypted communications, and open-source intelligence. This combination creates a layered understanding of situations in real time, enabling operatives and strategists to predict movements and plan countermeasures with accuracy. The Vault also functions as a center for innovation in intelligence processing. Machine learning algorithms assist in sifting through enormous volumes of historical data to identify anomalies and trends that human analysts might overlook. Predictive models are built to assess risks and provide decision-making support, making the Vault both a repository of the past and a forecasting tool for the future. Beyond the operational and analytical functions, the Vault is a symbol of institutional memory. Lessons learned from failed missions are meticulously recorded alongside successful ones, ensuring that mistakes are not repeated and that procedural improvements are systematically implemented. Analysts and officers are trained to respect these records as both a practical and moral guide, reinforcing a culture of discipline, caution, and precision. Through the Vault, REU maintains continuity across generations of intelligence officers. It allows the agency to retain hard-won knowledge even as personnel rotate in and out of field and analytical roles. The strategic advantage gained from this persistent, well-curated repository underscores the agency's capacity to operate effectively in complex, unpredictable, and often hostile environments. Every file, encrypted message, and photographic record in the Vault contributes to the invisible scaffolding that supports RA's operations worldwide. It exemplifies the agency's commitment to leveraging both historical insight and cutting-edge analysis to maintain an edge in intelligence gathering, threat assessment, and strategic decision-making. In the shadowed corridors of international diplomacy, RAW's operatives play a role seldom visible to the public eye, yet critical to regional stability. Known internally as the silent negotiators, this cadre of agents specializes in discreet communication, confidential meetings, and the subtle orchestration of back-channel diplomacy. Their work often unfolds without public acknowledgement, and their successes are measured in prevented crises, diffused tensions, and the preservation of strategic interests. The methodology employed by these negotiators combines meticulous intelligence preparation with nuanced psychological insight. Before any engagement, officers gather extensive data on political landscapes, key personalities, historical grievances, and ongoing economic pressures. This intelligence is synthesized to anticipate potential objections, vulnerabilities, and opportunities for influence. Each interaction is carefully choreographed, with contingencies planned for multiple scenarios, ensuring that RIO's objectives are met while avoiding escalation. A key facet of back-channel diplomacy is the use of intermediaries and covert communication channels. Trusted contacts, often outside formal governmental frameworks, relay messages and proposals. This allows RAE to maintain plausible deniability while actively shaping negotiations. Encrypted digital communications, anonymous letters, and clandestine meetings are combined with traditional diplomatic expertise to maintain secrecy and maximize effectiveness. The silent negotiators also play a role in conflict mediation and crisis prevention. In regions of heightened tension, operatives identify potential flashpoints, engage with local influencers, and provide strategic recommendations to policymakers. Their intervention is subtle yet impactful. By leveraging relationships and intelligence, they can prevent misunderstandings from escalating into open confrontation. Case files from historical operations show examples where OROSI back-channel efforts help defuse border disputes, facilitate ceasefires, and manage the discreet evacuation of civilians during emergencies. One notable aspect of these operations is the blend of cultural fluency and situational awareness. Negotiators must understand not only the explicit political positions, but also the unspoken social and cultural dynamics that influence decisions. This knowledge allows them to craft messages that resonate, build trust without exposure, and align outcomes with broader strategic goals. Furthermore, the silent negotiators rely heavily on historical records and precedent. By examining previous negotiations, successes, and failures archived in raw secret databases, they are able to refine strategies and anticipate reactions. The interplay between historical intelligence and real-time analysis ensures that each diplomatic engagement is informed, calculated, and as risk-free as possible. Through these discrete channels, RAO exerts influence without visibility. The silent negotiators exemplify the agency's capacity to operate in complex, sensitive environments where overt action would be counterproductive. Their work underlines a fundamental principle of intelligence. Sometimes the most effective operations are those that leave no trace, yet shape the course of events profoundly. In an era defined by instantaneous communication, digital connectivity, and emerging technologies, RAO has expanded its operational footprint into the invisible realms of cyberspace and global intelligence. Known as the invisible web within internal circles, this initiative represents the agency's cutting-edge approach to detecting, analyzing, and neutralizing threats before they manifest on the physical world. Unlike traditional intelligence, these operations are driven by vast data networks, AI-assisted analytics, and predictive modeling designed to anticipate the moves of adversaries and uncover hidden patterns across borders. At the core of this initiative is a sophisticated global monitoring network. RAW deploys a combination of satellite observation, cyber reconnaissance, and human intelligence to gather insights from diverse sources. Signals intelligence, communications metadata, and open-source digital information converge in centralized analytic hubs where AI algorithms detect anomalies and emerging threats. Through predictive models, analysts can trace potential risks ranging from economic disruptions to security breaches, identifying them well before conventional methods would register any indication. This AI-assisted mapping does not operate in isolation. It is integrated with RAW's historical archives, the lessons of previous operations, and real-time geopolitical assessments. Patterns of cyber intrusion, shifts in financial networks, unusual diplomatic communications, and environmental signals are all synthesized to provide a multi-layered picture of global vulnerabilities. The agency's ability to anticipate crises, whether in maritime domains, border regions, or digital spaces, has redefined preventive intelligence strategies. One example of the invisible web in action involved the detection of a complex network of cyber actors attempting to influence regional supply chains. By monitoring transaction anomalies, communication trails, and digital signatures across multiple countries, RAW analysts were able to trace the network's nodes, assess their capabilities, and coordinate countermeasures without alerting the perpetrators. This operation highlighted the agency's strategic use of AI to convert raw data into actionable intelligence while maintaining deniability and operational security. Another component involves the integration of biomechanical and environmental sensors. In collaboration with research teams, RIO deploys silent drones, sensor arrays, and predictive analytics to monitor physical spaces vulnerable to clandestine activity. Data collected from these devices is cross-referenced with historical trends and human intelligence to create a dynamic, constantly updating threat landscape. Analysts can model scenarios ranging from regional conflict escalation to financial manipulation attempts, enabling proactive mitigation strategies. The invisible web also emphasizes the global dimension of modern threats. Transnational crime, environmental hazards, cyber warfare, and technological espionage are no longer confined to national borders. RAW's network is designed to detect these multifaceted risks, connect disparate data points, and provide decision-makers with insights that are both timely and reliable. By maintaining a neutral, factual approach, the agency ensures that intelligence informs strategy rather than fueling unnecessary conflict. As the documentary concludes, it is important to remember that all the operations and insights described are based on publicly available research, documented intelligence practices, and verified historical data, blended with safe fictionalized storytelling for educational purposes. This video does not aim to pass judgment or reveal real operatives, but to illustrate the mechanisms and strategic thinking behind one of the world's most secretive intelligence agencies. For our viewers, if you found this exploration insightful, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing to support the continuation of research-based intelligence documentaries. Your engagement allows us to bring complex, factual, and engaging content to a global audience, keeping the spirit of investigative storytelling alive.